everyone, and welcome to a pop-up day in the life cybersecurity series with me, Simon Linstead. I'm the host and founder of the InfoSec Live community, and we are bringing you today a very exciting episode with a good friend of mine who's been in the community for a while now, who's going to be telling us all about his journey into cyber, and his name is Mohammad. Mohammad, here you are. Please say hello and tell everyone a bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mohammad Hussam Alzeyyat. You can call me Mohammed. Right now, I am a freelance penetration tester and also on Upwork. I'm also a cybersecurity independent contractor. Besides that, I do bug hunting and I build CTF, CTF and training labs for academies and universities around the world, basically. So
And
yeah, and
how long have you been doing that for, Mohammad?
sorry, can you
Yeah, sorry. How long have you been doing that for?
for 5 years?
Okay, so you're working in cybersecurity. You've been in the industry for a while. What I'm
Yeah.
really interested in sharing with everyone today is your journey and how you've got here, because we've talked a lot in the previous streams about mindset being crucial to landing a job, and we've also talked about learning from adversity, sorry. And your story that you told me a few weeks ago now in the community blew me away, and that's why I've asked you to come on here today. So please share that story with everyone.
I appreciate it, man. So, short, long story, I am Syrian. So I was in the war, like I was in the war since I was like 9 years old. We came out of Syria when I was 14. So it's like almost 5 years in the war, you know. Uh, Basically, just like any other war, I lost my friends, I lost some of my family, our money or our properties, basically everything. So yeah, so when I came to Turkey, it was really hard, like because you are transferring yourself from military and war life to civilian life. It was like super hard.
How
And
how
but
was the journey to Turkey? Was it easy? Was it difficult?
no, not at all. Like it we were like I don't know if I have to say that on YouTube, but basically they were like a lot of muscles, a lot of air force on us, basically. Uh, and we were living in Tan, like Tan, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they burn it on fire, basically, and their family and kids and children. So like, no, not easy at all, man.
So
Yeah,
so
if
you,
you,
you went from that to arriving in Turkey as a refugee, effectively.
yeah, yeah,
What happened? What happened next? How old were you then?
14.
Okay.
So what
And
happened next? My family wanted me to go back to the school because I was so good in the school, before the war. But to be honest, I didn't accept and agree with the educational system. I didn't see how it could be effective and really good for the technology and what the future. Besides that, I was working like in manufacturers and all that stuff, like blacksmith. That's like I think craft.
yeah.
So yeah, and I remember in the school that teacher came into the class and told us we should follow our dreams and our passion, and all of the class was like, "This is a stupid teacher. What dream? We are not living in some beautiful world. There's no dreams here. You go, you work some 9 to 5, and you come back, you get married. Normal life."
Yeah.
But to be honest, that guy made me think about something like how that.
And that's the sign of a truly great teacher, isn't it?
Yeah. He told us about his journey, about his story in chemical. I don't know, chemical something. I don't really
Yeah.
want what he was doing. And I started to look for something I want to do. I tried you know, some MMA martial arts because I already play some martial arts. I didn't really thought it would be my future. I tried to be detective or investigator. Didn't work as well. So at some point, some guy told me about hacking, and I was like, "What is hacker?" and in fact, he hacked my mom phone. And I was like freaking out, like, what the fuck is happening here? Yeah, man. You know that you can trace your phone through the Gmail. He used
Yeah.
that feature to lock the phone. I was like, I'm done. I went to his home. I'm gonna kill you. I opened that phone right now. And this is the moment I was like, that thing I want to do for all my life. I want to die doing hacking. So yeah, I
And
started.
how old were you then?
It's the same, like 14. I started
Yeah.
15. Basically, when I started, I didn't have a phone or laptop. I was taking my mom's phone, right? Seeing some C++ on YouTube, having a paper, drawing that into that. It's called C block, I think. It's some interpreter. It's a programming program, right?
Yeah.
So I was drawing it there on the first page, right? Writing the code inside it. The next page it's the CMD. So I was trying to imagine what is the output and write it on the next page. It's just like very dumb way what you are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So,
it clearly worked.
but yeah, it worked. So yeah, after a while, I got an old laptop. I started working on it. So basically, I was still doing blacksmith. So when I go home, I write whatever the code is. I see what are the errors. I write them in the paper. When I go to the work in the break, I try to write a solution for that error. When I go back home, I write the code on the laptop. I see if it's working. And how I learned programming.
Wow.
It's some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
It is crazy, but it shows that if you put your mind to something and you want it hard enough and bad enough, you can do it. And I think you've shown that with your determination there. So how did you move on from writing down on pieces of paper to getting your own laptop? How did that happen?
My dad helped me, to be honest. At that point, my dad helped me, and I was going to school at the same time. By the way,
Yeah.
going to school, blacksmith, and learning programming. I don't sleep. So after a while, I learned the networking, right? And I stopped working as blacksmith. And I told my dad I want to leave I want to drop out from the school. And he was so honest about it. He told me, I don't see how the IT will be your future without school or without a degree or a diploma. So you have two options: go back to school or leave the house. And I left the house. I was 15. I left the house. Okay, is that what you want? I don't really have problem. I left the house. I went to some friend. He is the IT department manager in an ISB, and I told him I want to work as a network technical. And he told me, okay, what do you have? I told him I have CCNA routing and switching and CCNA security. I don't have the certificate though, but I studied the content of it. And he told me, okay, no problem. Let's do the interview. We did the interview. He liked my knowledge, he liked my experience and my passion. He told me you can start the next day. I came back to home. Yeah.
And that's how you got your first job.
Yeah, I started as a network technical. I worked for a while with those guys. I learned bug bounty at that time. I left that ISP. I worked as bug bounty full-time bug bounty hunter. Uh, I made some network at that place. I start to learn more about Python, like automation, all that skills I think people need and in penetration testing and red teaming. After that, someone called me, told me, I want you to be the network technical lead team leader. You're like, yeah, network technical team leader in our ISP. And I went to them and I worked for a year as a network technical team leader and I was 17.
Wow. And how long ago was that? How old are you now, Mohammed? Do you mind me asking?
19.
You're 19.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you well, two things. One, you're making me feel really old, and two, I'm just blown away by what you've achieved in that period of time. So, am I right in thinking that you are working for yourself now as well?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Tell me a bit about that.
So it started with Upwork as a freelancer. I made some networks there. I got my what is called a success job, right? The CSS, I think,
Yeah.
and it's 100. So basically, it's full, right? So from there, I made networks, and I have I have because I work as uh, what they call it as a trainer at Cyber Sky Academy. They
Yeah.
are in the USA. So they train to UAE, Emirates, and that countries, Saudi Arabia. So because of them, I made also networks in Istanbul with some academies there and some people. And that, like the thing is about cybersecurity and penetration testing, you have to be so much focusing, right? And you have to basically isolate yourself. But at the same time, we lose the importance of PR or public relationships, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really know that before, but when I was 17, I noticed that. So I started to try to make network as much as I can, and from there I start to get more clients
Yeah.
in Turkey, out of Turkey, and on Upwork. And from there I start to moving to be working just for myself, and also as a bug hunter because I report bugs to companies. So when I report bugs, I told them, okay, guys, I work as cybersecurity independent contractor. I can do penetration testing for you or red teaming. So what do you think? So some of them said,
It's the thing that's standing out for me is one, the fact that you've got no certifications, but you probably know more than a lot of people I know with certifications. And
yeah,
it goes to show that this job isn't one that you can get into just for the money. I think you have to have that passion, you have to have that drive and that genuine interest to keep up to date and to provide that kind of service. And no matter what anyone says, it isn't something you can learn in 6 weeks. It takes a lot of time. But look what you've achieved. It's taken you 5 years from when you
yeah.
were 14, 15 to now. But look what you've achieved. And it just goes to show that certifications, whilst they're amazing, they're not the be all and end all. And you can achieve it without that.
I still don't have high school though.
No,
So
well, I'm not going to comment on that. I will go on then. I was privately educated until about 14, then went to the local state school and also left school with absolutely no qualifications. So,
oh
you know, like you, I've got the knowledge, but I haven't got the piece of paper.
yeah, like you mentioned the passion. You were already a millionaire, as I remember, right? You were already
I was.
you was, yeah. But the thing is, that if you want money, there is so much other ways than cybersecurity, and it basically easier because cybersecurity, whatever what you do in cybersecurity, offensive or defensive, it's really hard and it need a lot of focusing, a lot of like searching. Do you research, you do a lot of stuff. It's not really the job you want if you want to get money only.
No.
You can make trading, you can make, I don't know, investing. It's easier and will get money. But cyber security, if you want, like, especially if you are in some hard situation,
Yeah.
you really need to have passion because just wanting money will not let you stick around with the field, right? You need to love it.
You
Yeah, I
do.
remember.
I spent 20 years in an industry that I didn't love. And you're
Yeah,
right. It's easy to make money,
it
but
is.
there's making money and there's being happy in what you do as well. And I think being content, being happy, enjoying what you do every day is, in my opinion, a lot more important than the money. But
I totally agree, man. When, when I was 15, I made a promise to myself I will succeed in this field even if I will die. And I'm still stick to it. Like it is what it is, right? It's the field, it's me.
yeah, and it isn't a part-time commitment either, is it? Like you said before, you were working as a blacksmith, you were going to school,
Yeah.
you were then learning how to code, looking for errors, and it's kind of blown me away. What would your advice be for people not in a similar situation, because that's a very difficult statement, but
Yeah,
people who are perhaps not? I'll give you an example. My 13-year-old son has been given by his school a brand
yeah,
new Google Chromebook to do his schoolwork on, because we live in a society where we're extremely privileged and spoiled with what we
yeah,
get. For those, well, for both, for those that are terribly spoiled, what's the message for them? Be careful. And for those that aren't terribly spoiled, so for those who have challenges and don't have the money for training courses,
yeah.
what would you say to them?
So, okay, for like just getting in the field, right? I always try to make two paths too bad to get in the field, because I know people, a lot of Arab people are following me. They have their hard situation. Like I'm not saying they are living in war, but I am saying they don't have a lot of money, right?
Yeah,
So they have like to work for money and at the same time achieving what they want to achieve in the field. So let's suppose you are a guy, you need money, right? And you need to get money basically to live. So I advise those people to stick with one thing, like Linux, let's say, one skill. You have to learn it. Like Linux is not really a hard thing to learn, right? You can learn it in, let's say, 6 months. You can be
yeah,
really good with Linux if you are really commitment to what you are doing. And after that, you can go to something like Upwork, right? And start try to get job. And especially if you are not living in UK or some Arab country, because there are difference between the currency exchange
yeah.
between, yeah. So you will live good, but if you are a guy like you have your dad, someone giving like basically you are living normal life, I think.
Yeah.
uh, I want not talk about commitment or something like that, because to be honest, I didn't see a lot of people can be commitment and stick with something when they don't have hard situation,
I
because
think I think people expect results quickly, and I think it's the society that we've created that makes people want that, because everything's buy now, pay later. You know, it's the world that we live in. But I think with cybersecurity in particular, your point is a very relevant one, in that you need to focus on one thing at a time and get good at it first. And that's where I fell down. I tried to learn a little bit of lots of things, which is fine, I suppose, if you're going to be a generalist
yeah.
and maybe give a more consultative approach. But when it comes to doing red team stuff, do offensive security, you need to know why what you're doing what it's doing, not just how to do it, I think is what I'm saying.
Exactly. I see a lot of people fail in this field. I'm not saying they are failing, but what I'm saying is they don't get to the next level, because they just run some tools, especially in penetration testing. I saw people just running some tools, and when they don't work, they don't know why. It's not working. It doesn't work like that, right? You have to do a lot of research. You have to like to see the blue team uh, point of view, and you have to see the red team point of view. You have to see the defensive and offensive at the same time. And one of the good things you can do as someone in the field is building CTF labs. Why? Because you can see the field from the IT point of view, right? So right now you can understand how the servers are working. You can understand how
Yeah,
the network works. You can understand everything how it works. After that, try to defense that lab. Right now, you know how the defensive is working. Okay, let's hack it.
yeah,
That's why I have my own HP server in my bedroom,
yeah.
because I need to build a huge lab so I can see everything. Right? I hope people can do that, but I don't see a lot of people are ready to put all that all that work to get to this level of, basically, I don't know, this level of experience or and knowledge.
I mean, you see a lot of people saying the easiest way in is by doing this, or the easiest way in is by doing that, and I think one, that's wrong. There is no
Yeah,
particularly easy way in. I've stumbled in easily to the industry, but I haven't ended up doing the job that I thought I would. Others seem to come in and make an impact quickly, but the difference between them, I think, is they go above and beyond on the whole social proof, demonstrating who they are and showing what they're doing, which is what you're saying now. So it's all very well saying I've completed this and giving people a list of the certifications and my controversial post the other day about what it means to be top 5% in Try Hack Me or Hack the Box. It is an achievement, but all I was saying by my post is you have to put it into context, what it means in relation to the knowledge. And I know that I went up the rankings quite quickly on Hackbox in 2020, and I also know that I had no idea what I was doing.
That happens. That's real. I want just to go back so really quickly about the point you were saying. People think they are a practical, like just one path or one way to be in the field. That's not real. From my own experience, I was in network programming, networking. After that, I worked as a Python developer, automation and scrubbing in some company in Turkey here when I was 18, basically the
Yeah,
last year. So all that, I didn't really work for a company in cybersecurity. I was doing cybersecurity by my own beside my job, right?
yeah.
So it's not, there is not like not really a one way. And if you watching or following Overflow, it's a very amazing guy. He was talking about the same thing, how he went from Android to some robotics to some other thing, right? Landing in the end in penetration testing and cybersecurity. So just like go with the flow, man. Let's have fun. Let's see what you like. And for me, I do bug hunting, but I don't really like web penetration testing that much, right? I do networking much better.
Yeah.
So what I am saying is you what really people I see people they want just okay 1 2 3 and it's done. It's not like that. You have to go down and up and 1 5 8 6 something like that, right? It really that's how it works. That's how you get creative because if you are not a robot, you
No.
don't go 1 2 3. It's not an algorithm. Your mind has the ability to process a lot of stuff at the same time and do a lot of stuff. So yeah, you just have to do your own researches and find your best way.
Let's go back to something you said earlier, which was the way that you started to get money in from cybersecurity, and that was through Upwork. I think, I think,
It was bug hunting before Upwork.
sorry, yeah, bug hunting and Upwork. I think for people who've got skills already that they've developed, Upwork can be a good way of supplementing your income whilst you study. I think, I mean, this isn't a recommendation, it's just a suggestion, but I've seen
Yeah,
a lot of success on there. It also gives you the flexibility to work when you want. And
yeah,
again, it's no different to what you said in that there's millions of people on Upwork, but there's very few of them who are good at communicating with the end client. And especially in an industry like cybersecurity, which is so complex,
that, that
there's a real demand for people to help companies with that.
So from my experience on Upwork as a cybersecurity, it's easy to get job in cybersecurity on Upwork. That the thing is, and I'm not saying that from me that my clients were telling me that there are not a lot of people who has really experience on Upwork in cybersecurity. They a lot of like basically they told me they are scammers because they go, okay, we can do that for you, but they don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
So if you have the experience and you have the knowledge and you can go and learn some sales skills and how to communicate with the client, you will get you will get a good side money. I think if you have family or something like that, I don't think it can be good for you. But if you are a student, it will be a good money for a student, right? So
I
yeah,
think I completely agree, and I think also you look at the way the landscape has changed since the pandemic with the way companies are recruiting talent,
yeah,
and a lot of companies are now using Upwork freelancer sites to get people in. One, because they then don't have the fixed costs going forward. But what we've
yeah,
seen is a massive increase in these kind of independent HR people who big companies will use to secure the talent they need as and when they need it. And cybersecurity, especially pen testing is a as and when you need it job. And I've seen loads of work on there for pen testing from businesses all kind of being correlated by one person. So I think again, I don't know if you have, and there's contractual rules around taking clients off Upwork. I think once you've done work with them, you have to stick on there for a couple of years. But it does give you the chance to build up long-term relationships with clients as well, doesn't it?
yeah. That's right. I have some clients like a high value profiles, and once I finished the first project with them, because I really provide an integrity. I provide a good, a good job. They stick with me for a long term. Every cybersecurity project they want, they just come back to me, right? So yeah, you can really have a good business on Upwork, I think, especially if you are starting. After that, you can go out and you start, like your own independent work or as a contractor or whatever you want to do. So yeah.
So let's talk about the plans for MHZ Cyber for 2022. So you're a very old 19 now. You're a seasoned veteran in the industry after 5 years. You've been in the industry longer than I have, which is funny because I'm 47, but there we go. What's going to happen this year? What have you got planned?
Okay. So I'm planning to some certificates. I don't really want to say what they are, but some, let's say, not those common certificates that everyone they have. Like I'm trying to get the big guy in the field, and go and have like try and get it. So this is one of the stuff. Other thing
I'll find
is
out what they are and I'll put them in the comments later. Sorry.
work. Who knows? Okay, so I want really to develop more CTF machines on Van Hub. I already have 3 there or 2, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I want like to keep with bug hunting because I love bug hunting. Bug hunting is really it's amazing because you do researching, so it will give you a very specific mindset. Like observation, and hard working because you do researching all the time. I want to put more content, just like Serious Cyber 101 that we are doing together.
Yeah.
I want to do something is a little bit I don't really see so much on YouTube, which is study cases for malware. How like as a red teaming, how can you use malware with network knowledge, right? And you can. I want basically to build a big lab on my server to show people some real life simulation. I don't see people do that a lot, and I think that really make people think that cybersecurity is easy, especially offensive. Like, I see a lot of people just go in penetration testing, but because they see those people playing some Van Hub machine or some easy hack the box, right? And some green, I don't know, a green something on the terminal. And, oh, okay, we can be trained tested. No, you can't. It's not easy. It's not easy.
So shall we? Are we going to do a bug bounty live then? What do you reckon?
But bounty hunting, yeah, I want to do that. It's one of my plans. But the thing is, you cannot do it on some real company because they will go to the jail. I don't really want to get jail. I'm still young, and
Yeah,
all night is up.
I'm old. I don't want to go either.
No, what I want to do, like I was really thinking about it. I want to get some money, right? Hire some developer. I want them to build a website on. I will host it on my server and hunt on it live so people can see how hunting it happens, right? Not that only recon. I want to show them the whole life cycle of bug hunting, which it will be great, but will cost a lot of money to be honest, because you want to get a developer, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to develop my own website, so I will know the bugs in it. It will not be like it will not feel real. I want it to be a real thing, right? So yeah, this is one of the goals as well. City.
I think we should reach out to someone in the community, developer wise. I know we've got some people in there, so I'm a little bit distracted. My 13-year-old son's just come into the room behind me here. You can't see him, and he's taking things from the room and walking off with them. Please put it down. I'm live on YouTube and LinkedIn. Thanks, Jude. Love you. Brilliant. I love my children. I love my children. So, okay, let's reach out within the community for a developer. We'll pop it in the InfoSec Live. We've run out of time, Mohammed. I want to say a massive thank you, not only for your time on the show today and sharing your story, but also all the help you've given me and the InfoSec Live community. I'm very excited about bringing back the MHZ Cyber 101 tutorial series. Hopefully, we can get a new one of those coming on the next week or so. Any final words for everyone before we go? No pressure. Everyone, thank you so much. Mohammed, thanks for watching. We'll play you out with a quick we'll play you out with a quick video.
Thanks for having me.
Tells you a bit about the community. I think I'm having some bandwidth problems my end, so it's probably quite a good time to finish things. Mohammed, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for watching. Take care.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Hans.
And it's been so great to be part of this awesome community where you can learn, get potential jobs, and this is the part that the community has helped me the most, being able to get a great contract in security, and thanks for this.
You don't have to be super experienced in order to contribute. They really foster a sense of community, and they encourage everybody to contribute anything that they can, regardless of whether you're just starting out in your career or if you've been in the career for decades. I like the different challenges that they have, the different pathways that you can follow, the fact that you can join communities that are specific to you and your needs. It's a new and growing and thriving group, and I'm really proud that I was able to be a part of it from almost the very beginning.
It's given me a community I could lean on, and the people in there are always willing to help. I've also gotten to break into cybersecurity because of InfoSec Live, and I'm very grateful for that.
Cybersecurity professional or trying to become one, you need to get onto InfoSec Live.
Whether are you brand new to the field, whether you are pivoting from another IT career or you're pivoting from a non-IT career, this is the place for you to. Also, even if you are an experienced professional, there will be something here that you can learn.
InfoSec Live has been great for me because it's brought me closer to other like-minded people, and I've been able to pick the brains of some real industry experts that are also part of the community.
To the right place, because listen, let me tell you that InfoSec.live is everything that it claims to be. A vibrant community. They've got all that you need on InfoSec.live. Listen, they tell you InfoSec.live is addictive. Get on board. Come and get addicted.
Get on InfoSec.